Hello, 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 everybody. It's Maymoney back here again. How are you guys doing out there? The first maybe week of 2017. I'm back here again for another Walking Dead related video. The top 5 episodes from that I liked in season 7, first half. So I'm just gonna order them up and go over a little recap of the whole kind of first half of season 7. So sit back and enjoy. California dreaming about. So before I start, I do have to say thank you to, I don't know, this unknown person that commented and suggested that I make this video. I didn't see it for until today, and it was like a 2-week-old comment. For some reason, I can't find it again. I was looking for it and I couldn't find it. So I don't know who suggested I make this video, but thank you so much out there if you're watching this. I don't know, YouTube is not doing very good at communicating. I haven't been seeing you guys' comments, not all of them until way later. So that's kind of annoying, but do what we can. So let's just get right into it because I'm really excited about this video. I sat down and put up me notes so I could stay on track here. But let's get into it. I'm going to start with number 5. My number 5, 5th episode that I liked was Sing Me a Song. So that's episode 7, season 7, episode 7, entitled Sing Me a Song. I'll just throw out a couple of reasons. We saw some really interesting Carl character development in that episode, which I thought was interesting and cool and fun. We're starting to see Carl kind of grow up, move into a different stage of his, childhood, teenage kind of area. So that's interesting. We saw more of Negan and how he works and with his wives and his kind of daily lifestyle and what he does. So I really, really liked that. And we also got the beginning of Daryl's escape. So that was really, really exciting to see finally somebody trying to help Daryl get the fuck out of wherever he is at, or in the compound in the hole eating dog food sandwiches and all that. So I'm so happy about that. We're gonna go to number 4. You guys might hate me for this, but my number 4 episode was Go Getters, the one with Sasha and Maggie and Jesus. I really, really like that because Jesus, I haven't seen Jesus since, what episode was that, when they went and infiltrated that the outpost? That was the last time we saw him, and it was briefly. And then after that, he was just kind of off the grid. So I was glad to see him again and doing the karate kicks and all that. That was hella cool. Even though that scene with the music, it was a little weird. The music, I didn't understand at first. But anyway, I really like Simon's character, or Stephen Ogg plays Simon from Grand Theft Auto 5. So I really liked seeing him, and I really hope that they don't kill him off quite as soon as I think they are, because I want to see more from his character. So yeah. Maggie and Sasha, I really like their relationship and the parallel in their story and how good of friends that they are. So I like to see that. And we also got to revisit the grief of what happened with Glenn and Abraham. So, and we kind of got to see a little bit more of people grieving, because we kind of skipped a week after that happened and kind of went to other characters like Carol and Morgan. So we didn't really get to see much grief and much of how that was working. So I liked that episode for that. And we also got to revisit the hilltop. We haven't been there in so long. We've only seen it once in that one episode, and that was it. So I'm glad that we're back at the hilltop. We got to see what's going on there. And, oh yeah, and Carl's first kiss was in there, so that was kind of cute, just to throw in. So yeah, that's what I thought about episode number 5, entitled Go Getters. So yeah. No, that was 4. So number 3, I don't know. Tell me what you guys think and what order you liked the episodes, or your top 5. But number 3 for me was The Cell. I really liked how that one was kind of put together. It was really, really depressing and not fun to watch and see Daryl in the cell. And that was episode 3, by the way, if you want to go back and watch. But I liked how we got to first see, it was like a Daryl-centric episode. So we kind of got to see what was going on with him mentally after the whole thing. Because if we think back, he hasn't even been home since when he left to go like out for revenge on Denise, and then he ran into Dwight, got captured, probably spent a night in that truck, and then the last thing he saw was pretty much his friend get his head bludgeoned in. And then, so yeah, I really liked to kind of touch back on where he was, because he kind of had a different story direction as opposed to all the other characters and how they ended up there, as well as Rosita. But yeah, I really liked that, that we got to really see what was going on with Daryl and the guilt that he was feeling. We got to see the first look at the sanctuary, so that was something that was definitely necessary to kind of see what goes on in the inner workings of the Saviors, because we only got to really see outside perspectives of them. So I was happy about that. And then we also learned more about Dwight, and he wasn't such a mysterious character after that. We kind of understood the lifestyle that he was living over at the sanctuary, so that was nice to kind of be, and we were able to kind of sympathize with him and understand why he is who he is and the way that he is, and like why he's doing the things that he is doing. So, and we needed that as an audience for sure. What else did we get? We got a first look at a more chilled out Negan, not so crazy, not so sadistic and brutal, not trying to really prove a point, but we kind of got to see a little bit of like, or the first glance of how he like just lives normally day to day when he's not bludgeoning somebody's head in. So that was nice to kind of get a little bit more of him, or the first glance of like just normal chill Negan. And then it was just like the whole feel of the episode, I felt like was really well done, and like making you feel the way that Daryl felt, and like just kind of feel so down in the dumps with him, as opposed to just watching him. They kind of made you feel like you were in the cell with him. So yeah, I liked how they executed it. Number 2 on the list is The Day Will Come When You Won't Be. I just wrote little letters. Look at how it like spells out. Can you see that? It's just like, yeah. Anyway. So yeah, I have mixed feelings about this episode. I did like it, but I don't at the same time. I mean, I think the reason why I like it, first of all, because it's the premiere. It was so hyped up, and I was just like so excited to get back into The Walking Dead after the hiatus of like the summer. So, but yeah, it was just very gruesome, a traumatizing kind of episode. Like, first of all, I will say this: don't revisit that episode. I was thinking that I'll go back and watch before 7B comes out. Just kind of go back and recap. Don't do episode 1 to yourself if you're not really ready for that, because it's still as horrible as it was the first time I saw it. And it makes you miss Glenn and Abraham so much more. Like, just seeing them in their last moments like that again, like, fuck. Don't do it to yourself. So anyway, but it just started the season off with a bang. I was so excited. And that's why it just kind of holds like such a high place up on the list, just because of the hype that I was feeling for it. And it's still like a well done episode. It definitely does its job when it tries to make you feel a certain way. So well executed. We finally got to see who got the bat. And it just kind of like drove the season forward. For sure. So yeah, that's my number 2. And I say that like that because it just wasn't the funnest episode, but it was really impactful. And I loved it for what it was, even though I didn't like what I saw. But it's complicated. Me and episode 1 are very, very complicated. Yeah, let's just move on from that. But it is on my top. It is my number 2. Before I get into number 1, I'm pretty sure you guys can know what it is. But number 1, before I get into it, I would say number 6 on this list would be, I think it's either between the well or service. I think the well. I did kind of like seeing Ezekiel, and I think I liked the kingdom and like getting introduced to that. So I think number 6 would be the well. But yeah, that's my honorable mention. But for number 1 is Heart Still Beating, hands down, for a number of reasons. It was the beginning of a hope for a fight back from our beloved characters. And that is just like, especially after 1 through 7, I just needed something like that, like hopeful, to kind of get us out of this dreary, bleak sense of just like hopelessness that has been the first half of this season. So number 1, right off the bat, that is my number 1 episode, because it just made me feel so good. Negan, he pushing too many buttons, and finally those buttons have been pushed and we are ready to take this motherfucker out. We're gonna start planning, and we know that we can't do this anymore. Like, he doesn't play by any rules. Like, even though he says he does, he doesn't. So it's time. We got to see another interesting way that Negan likes to reason, and how he likes to punish people, like how he didn't kill Rosita, instead he killed Olivia because he knows that Rosita was ready to die in that moment, kind of similar to Daryl in the first episode. And we saw how he doesn't just like weasels and cowardly people like Spencer. So we saw the kind of people that Negan is interested in and the kind of people that he isn't interested in. And so he likes people that are useful or smart or like really, really like have a lot of guts, and so we kind of see the kind of people that Negan likes to keep around in his squad. And of course we got to see Rosita's bullet fly. That was just like such a high like tension moment for me, because I was like, don't do it, Rosita, don't do it. And I thought she wasn't going to do it because of the talk with Father Gabriel, but nah, she popped off. So that was really, really high tension moment for me. And another person I liked in this episode was Richard, and how he was trying to convince Carol and Morgan. I like that actor, first of all, and I like that they showed that they're, how hopeless he felt in that moment after, when they just rejected him like that. I liked that we got to see that there are other people out there, not in our group, that feel the same way. So I'm interested to see how he pans into the story and how he'll like react finding out about Rick and them. So that's going to be really interesting. And we got Daryl's escape. That was like number 1 motherfucking, actually number 2, most exciting thing was Daryl's escape. Finally getting the fuck out of there. It was really intense, even though I felt so good about it. But Fat Joey, like the way that he took out Fat Joey, I was like, damn, like fucking Daryl is really like fucked up mentally. So we're gonna see a lot of interesting things from his character moving forward. I think he is probably gonna be in a rage mode for sure, especially after everything since blowing the people up, going into the outpost, Denise being locked up, Glenn and Abraham, all that. I mean, we're gonna see some interesting Daryl moments. I can't wait. And of course that reunion that I just started fucking bawling my eyes out at the end when when Rick and Daryl were hugging. Like, I couldn't help but just get all choked up, and like it was the best feeling ever. And I just like instantly got so excited to see everybody back together. And the sense of hope just like was just flooded through me. And I just couldn't help but kind of like pretty much cry. Like I was glad to see in other people's reactions that I wasn't the only one that, you know, like got all teared up and felt the same way. And Rick got his gun back and we're all together. Everybody's made up and ready to fight. So I'm excited for that. Hold on one second. Sorry. My friend called me right in the middle and he's about to come inside. But let me finish this up. He's going to smoke a cigarette before I interrupt this. But yeah. Daryl's escape in the reunion. Yeah, we're ready to fight. That was the best moment. That's why I like that episode so much. Heart still beating, this mid-season finale of season 7. Hands down, my favorite so far of the first half. So yeah, I just want to briefly touch on what I want to see in season 7B, the second half. First of all, the march to war. They're about to fucking get it in. They're going to start planning to fight back. So yes, we all want to see that. I'm sure you guys can agree. I want to see Negan's reaction to Daryl gone and Fat Joey. That is going to be interesting as fuck. And I know you guys are super interested in that. I know I cannot be the only one. I want to know how he's going to feel about that. And what he's going to do, how that's going to, what's going to happen. That's some juicy news. What's going to happen to Eugene? How is Eugene going to be used? Is he going to die? Is he going to escape? Is he going to... What's going to happen with Eugene? There's so... I mean, it's hard to even predict because we don't really know. So, I don't know. I don't read the comics. Maybe you guys know if you read those. But I don't want to know. Just so you know. I don't want spoilers. But I'm super interested in Eugene's story arc from now on because he's the bullet maker. He's useful. We know that Rick has the recipe and Rosita knows the location. So maybe we don't necessarily need Eugene. But I'm still interested. I'm really excited for the meetup of Alexandrians in the Kingdom and Ezekiel because it's time to fucking fight. And I know it's not going to be easy convincing him, but maybe with Richard there kind of getting in the mix, maybe we're going to start to see something happen there. I want to see Rick and them meet up with Carol and Morgan because what's up with Carol? We don't know what the fuck's up with her. So I really want to see why are they doing what they're doing with her story and not wanting to see everybody and like what can you possibly do? Is Carol gonna die or is she gonna flip back into her old murder Carol self or what? Because I'm getting kind of tired of this Carol that we have right now. What's gonna happen with the Oceanside? Are we gonna see them again? Are they gonna come help? They better, because why even put that whole ass episode in there if they're not going to come back? Like, I'll be so mad if that was just an episode for no reason. It has to be something. So I want to see how they get entangled into the mix. They did have a lot of guns. That's probably what they're going to do is get their guns. Probably Cindy or Tara will meet up again or what have you. Who is the Mr. or Miss in the boots? Mr. or Mrs. Boots? Who is that? It could be, my theories on that is either Richard or Cindy or somebody new that we don't know yet. But what is their agenda? Why are they watching us? Are they a good guy or are they a bad guy? Do you think that person owned that stuff at the boat and like is kind of setting a trap because maybe he knows about the Saviors and is just trying to see if he can coordinate people to fight back because he knows about the kind of extortion Negan does? What's up with that? What's up with the boots? That can go a million ways. So I'm excited about that. And I want to see Rick get the motherfucking upper hand and choke slam or bite somebody's neck out. Get back at that one dude that was beating up Aaron. I want to see Rick get it in and become Murder Rick again with the murder jacket and the bloody beard. All of that shit. Like, I know y'all are excited for that. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please, please, please talk to me down below about your favorite episodes, maybe your list of the episodes, how you feel about my list, and whatever else. So yeah, also follow me on Instagram if you want to see more of me, Twitter, Facebook. No, I don't have a Facebook. What am I saying? Oh, and Snapchat. So yeah, thanks so much, you guys. I'll see you next time. Peace.